Welcome to the Unveiling Shadows podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly Mosby. Join me as I dive into powerful stories of resilience and strength. In each episode, I sit down with guests who have faced similar journeys of coercive control, financial manipulation, and personal invasion. Together, we uncover the shadows, share our experiences, and inspire others to reclaim their lives. Tune in, listen, and be a part of the community that stands tall against the forces that seek to control us. Hello, and welcome to Unveiling Shadows. Today, I watched a podcast from Targeted Individuals United and David Edwards. David explains perfectly how to get evidence on the voices that are being put into targeted individuals' heads. He explains all of the equipment and software that you'll need to record the waves, voices, and chat bots that are being transmitted into MKUltra survivors, targeted individuals, and Havana Syndrome victims' heads. So hopefully this will help a lot of people. I'll put the link of the full video in my bio. If you'd be so kind to like and share so that other people are aware. So he talks about remote neural monitoring, aka mind radar, and there are no electrodes needed. They can just use brain radar is what it's called. So basically we all have an aura, right? So I worked for a telecommunications company in Phoenix, one of the largest there. And when I worked for the operations manager, I was an executive assistant. We talked about how nodes can be connected and one node can connect to a different node, right? You can think of your body the same way, like you're a node. Then if you get close to someone, then that would be another node that connects to a node that connects to a node. And it's kind of like a spider web effect, right? Where all these nodes are connecting. And then you've got this thing called like a mind hive or group think. If you're not aware of what's going on, then you can be persuaded one way or another if they control your thoughts. It's been well over 50 years that they've been doing this. So kudos to David for speaking out, because last Tuesday he ended up going to the Sacramento City Hall meeting and he gave a testimony about targeted individuals and the human surveillance system known as, well, it's non-consensual, let's just put it that way, non-consensual use of microwave auditory effects. And he can demonstrate what's happening. He can solidify it, but then nobody's speaking up against it. And I'll tell you my feeling why. Because it's all part of the program. So you've got the judicial system, you got the city hall members, you got the elected officials, which may not have been elected, if you look at what's happening with some of the voting systems today. And you've got people in the police department, I'm just going to say that. You've got cops. They got to feed their system one way or another. You've got to either be institutionalized because they're going to call you crazy for calling this out. If they can make you do something illegally by mind controlling you, they can institutionalize you in imprisonment. And if that doesn't work, then they're going to asset strip you to have you become homeless so that you have no recourse to speak your voice. You have no credibility because they're going to do defamation of character or defy your character. And this isn't okay. Like, he's putting himself at great personal risk. I'm putting myself at great personal risk. If they're talking to you in your heads and trying to tell you not to say something, then say it anyway. Because if you're already a target, then what else do you have to lose? Because none of this is going to go away until we all speak up about it. Like, we know that it's going on. I'm not crazy. There are a lot of people that are crazy that should be in therapy that aren't. And more people need to come forward and speak out, because silence gets us nowhere way too fast. He will give you information in the video. I think it's about an hour and 20 minutes on how you can record these voices or subliminal or messages for mind control. But they also try to do it for marketing purposes where you're walking in the grocery store and you're like, oh, I need this. And it's like crappy food, gives you a headache, isn't good for you. But honestly, we need to stop supporting the corporations that are part of this, because a lot of this is private R&D research that they are basically trying to enslave us with. So I don't know how much I can do other than what I'm doing by speaking out. And I think that everybody should speak out too. So stay strong. You've got this. Thank you for listening to the Unveiling Shadows podcast. I hope today's episode has shed light on the experiences that too often remain hidden. If you or someone you know has a story to share, please reach out to me. Remember, you're not alone and your voice matters. Follow me on social media and subscribe to the podcast for more inspiring stories. Until next time, stay strong and keep unveiling the shadows.